Tony, welcome to the podcast once again. I feel like it's been forever since we did an episode on my podcast because I've been all over the place taking a break. But I'm so excited to have you back on again. How are you? And how is your corner of clown world doing?
Yeah, I'm all good. We were just talking off air about how insane things are getting, and yeah, like in terms of like clearing entities and energies and stuff, and talking about this stuff. It's always been like bad. They always try and hijack things, but now it's getting really ramped up. Like we were just saying about the noise just started. We couldn't get on Zoom. A lot of my clients, when they're booking sessions, that there's the banging now, look, right on cue. So hopefully it won't disturb the interview too much, but you might want to put some background music in there or something. But this is what it's like, they really they're just terrified. They're terrified of us sort of exposing them for what they are, which are really weak.
Absolutely.
and and their power is remaining hidden. This stuff that's there in the background in the astral realm, that's how they've got away with it so long, by hiding in the shadows,
Mm-hmm.
and masquerading as these false white light beings that everyone's giving their energy to.
Archangel
And
Michael.
Archangel Michael, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Galactic
Yeah.
Federation. My God, I still see some of those posts come up, and they're just so sickly.
So cringy, right? They're cringy.
Yeah, I was reading one this morning, and it was like, "We have been watching you a long time,
Oh, it's
and
very
we're
cute.
so proud of your growth. And we are always here to help you. And the more you connect with us, we will direct you into your true awakening, into the new earth. And we are your space brothers and sisters." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is so cringe." And like the
Red
comments,
flag, red flag.
yeah, like the comments and the likes, it's like, oh my God, there's still a lot of brainwashed people we need to reach.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
this is why this information is so important, because there's so many people stuck in that false awakening, that I refer to it as the fake awakening, where people are waking up to certain truths, and then they're falling into this fake spirituality. It has nothing to do with real true spirituality. I don't even like the word. I think we've spoken about this before.
Yeah.
That word spirituality has been hijacked and coerced and
Sure.
co-opted to this kind of just absolute fake love and light BS,
Oh God, don't even get
where
me
it's all
started.
about bypassing and giving our power away, and it's cowardice, and avoid anything that you need to look at. So
Yeah.
we need to really move out of this next stage quickly, and get with the real program, the true awakening, which is all about sovereignty, authenticity, integrity,
Hmm.
and probably a whole lot of other stuff I can't think right now. Um, so yeah, it's interesting, and they're getting desperate.
Yes, they are. They're pulling out all their cards,
Yeah,
putting out all their cards on the table, whatever gets the masses to fall for it, like psyop after psyop. I'm just like watching it all unfold, and I'm like, another day in clown
yeah,
world.
yeah. I mean, I just had a Facebook ban of 30 days, and within 30 days, I posted. I can't believe within 30 days I missed a total of 152 psyops.
It's true. Like, what's the latest psyop?
Yeah, right. It's crazy.
It
So
is. It's so crazy. And it's funny how once you see right through it, it becomes so obvious. And it's
well,
such a
less
joke. It's such a joke.
yeah, well, less and less people are paying attention now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Thankfully.
yeah, I mean, people are tired of it as well. The media constantly pushing fear, and I don't know. I don't pay any attention to the 3D level of what's going on anymore. I mean, I haven't even looked at the Russia Ukraine. I couldn't tell you what narratives
Oh,
being
yeah.
pushed
Me neither.
there. I
Yeah.
do know that QAnon are back though, and there's a lot of there's a lot of Q-tards waiting for the next
For
drop.
Trump to save them.
Yeah, even 2 years after nothing happened, they're still clinging on, still looking for a savior, still hoping that he's going to come back. And
Oh
I
my
could be
God. Yeah.
down those tunnels digging out all those kids that
The,
needed
the,
something.
Tony, the QAnon, the cryptic messages are so funny.
Oh my God.
It's such a joke. It's like, what is this?
When I see that wagga 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 wagga, I literally want to vomit. Like it triggers me so bad. Like you just can't believe. I'm like this. These people, I'm sorry, they're no better than the people that think that
I agree.
the government care about their health. It's like they really, in fact, they're worse because they know they know a few things. They should know better, but this
Right.
is again, this is all part of the fake awakening, and they pulled that cue card at a time. Lovely sound in the background. they pulled that cue card at such a very poignant time, because it was at the point when, and I've spoke to many people that you ask them what woke you up, how long have you been awake? They said COVID, and so when they pulled that COVID plan, a lot of people woke up, and they brilliantly and quite geniusly funneled all those people into QAnon and Trump. And at the time, there was some documentaries that came out full of
the cabal.
Yeah, and I looked at it one morning, and it had like it had just been released, 100,000 hits, and then the next day it was on like 2.9 million. And I'm like, that's a psyop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and everyone was sharing it and going, yeah, have you seen Fall of the Cabal? Anything that gets super popular really quickly, people should always question.
Absolutely.
And
go the other way, when things are trendy, go the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. And you find with all these popular new agers, like they've all got hundreds and thousands of subscribers. I mean, I've been like banging away at YouTube for 7 years, doing one or two videos a week, and I just hit 10,000 subscribers, right? Like a couple of months ago. And these like fake ass, everything's going to be right on the night, just think of rainbow bridges to the new earth. They like they just blow up. And oh
my God, Tony. Well, I just want for the audience Tony's my favorite YouTuber. Tell me, is it a funny story?
you know Feel Good, right?
Oh yes. Oh my God, I saw your video. What happened?
Did you see that email he sent me?
Oh my God.
So this guy is like a prominent new ager, and he's always telling people about, how to maintain a high vibrancy, a high frequency, and how, you should be a loving person and all the usual stuff. So anyway, I did a review.
Yada, yada, right? All that.
I did a review video on him about a year ago now.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. And so I get this, one morning I wake up, I get this email from him, and it's like, if you don't take the video down, I've got a very prominent lawyer here in California, and I will drain your bank. This is what he said. This is the guy that's supposedly, and you go on his Instagram and he's going, guys, I've got a message from the universe.
Yeah, and I got to download.
Yeah, I got to download, and just maintain high frequency. Just be kind to people. And I'm like, dude, you just threatened to drain my bank.
You should have been like, Phil, you're not kind to me though.
Yeah, I'm like, Phil, you've really lowered my frequency this morning with that email. Like, have a word with yourself. And I'm like, but you know what? When I received it, the first thing I thought was, poor guy, he shouldn't have sent that, because his reaction was, he thought I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to take the video down.
I know, you were going to freak out. You're going to be like,
yeah.
Where are you like?
But I long since made the decision that I would, like, this is my purpose. I will give my life for my purpose. Like, and
yes, Tony.
I'm like, dude, you shouldn't have done that, because you're going to come off really, really bad now when I post that. So I made a video on it, and funnily enough, I haven't heard from any of his lawyers.
No? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's going. But I mean, I don't even live in the US. I'm not connected to the US. I don't even think he can sue me. And
Right.
good luck trying to find me in Mexico. Good luck trying to find my finances in Mexico. Good luck, Phil.
I remember you posted that video and I saw it and I'm like, this is crazy. This is actually insane. Like the people who say that but don't embody, what
But
they say.
that's them to a T. I mean, I don't even have to say anything with these people. I just show that, look, this is what he sent. This is your love and
Yeah,
life.
right. Also, you didn't say anything wrong. I remember watching that video. It's one of the first videos I watched when I found your YouTube, and I was like, "There's nothing. You don't say anything wrong. You're just like speaking the truth about what they teach."
But the thing is, you could, if for anyone that puts themselves out there in the public, you have to be prepared to take criticism and to be soft.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Otherwise, don't put yourself out there if you can't take it.
Right.
And the thing is, like these people, Magenta Pixie had a go at me as well.
Magenta.
She's these people are like, they've got like 250,000 subscribers. I'm over in this tiny corner of YouTube with 10,000 banging away. And it's like, why are you so worried? Like, what is it that you're so concerned about? That you just, should be like water off the duck's back, but it's not. They really don't like being exposed. They don't like the light being shined on their grit.
Yeah.
And that's because it's the entities that are working through these people are part of the manipulation. They're negative entities
Absolutely.
that are using these people as vessels, and they're not very bright. They're not very clever. They're one-trick ponies, and you shine a light on them, and they get scared and they do stupid things.
Absolutely. Yeah. Tony, your videos hold a lot of power. So, these people, these entities, obviously they get really like intimidated by that
Yeah,
because they know like, oh, he's, he's exposing me.
yeah, right.
He's exposing us, so
Yeah.
it is what it is, but like I love that you have the confidence to be able to still stand your ground and to continue on your purpose, regardless of what like anyone says.
But I mean, what else really matters right now? I mean,
Absolutely.
the world is, unless we intervene and step up, it like some things are bigger than our own lives. You probably, you're on purpose yourself, so you have that feeling yourself.
Right.
And once you align with what you're here to do, it becomes you. It really, really just, you embody it, and it's so important to you that it trumps everything. Excuse the pun. it, it trumps everything else. And I mean, like,
I agree.
there's work we need to do, and we need to bring down this shit. For once and for all, we really do.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
got to stop giving our power away so easily, and just falling for things that are said to us so easily, things that are pushed out there that are popular. We really need to start discerning information better. And, that includes what I say. I don't tell people that I'm
No.
the oracle of truth or anything, but we really are just, we've forgotten how to think, literally. We've lost that ability to think for ourselves. And we need to get it back quickly, and see through a lot of these psyops and manipulations, and really tune in with the frequency of truth, because truth is a frequency, it's a resonance.
Right.
And it's a feeling. It's not that feels good to me, like the New Age movement. It's what feels true.
Right.
And we have to get past our emotions of what we want to be true, and this whole idea of subjective truth, which is more New Age bullshit.
Right. Your
And
truth, my truth, our truth. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you hear that all the time, don't you? So I'm really going to try and not let this background noise put me off. So
I'm not hearing it, so that's a good thing.
okay, all
Yeah.
right, good. So yeah, that's what we need to start doing, and
I
that's what they're
agree.
terrified of. And not only that, we really need to start remembering who and what we truly are as well. We've been given these outside gods and gurus and all these things to look outside of ourselves. What they really don't want is us to go within and realize our own power, and the fact that we you know, essentially we have a fractal of the creator within each and every one of us. You know, it's amazing, really, when you think of it. We walk around with this feeling of, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm just little me, I've got no power, I need government to make my decisions.
Right.
And like, hang on a minute, you're God, right? You've got God in you.
Literally.
You're not God, but you have like a fractal of God within you.
Right.
And I think once you come to that realization, it's a game changer. It's completely empowering. And that's really what they don't want you to remember and realize. And this is why this whole matrix is set up to get you to look outside of yourself.
Absolutely. Distractions left and right, so you don't find your inner power.
Yeah, it's so true. So we need to start strutting our stuff, really, and you know, and start leveling up our belief in ourselves. I mean, I don't know what it's like in America. I think you guys don't have as much of a problem as we do in the UK. But in the UK, we really try and knock people down that kind of like stand in their power or embody any kind of confidence. You know, it's really weird.
That's weird, really?
It's a really weird culture. Yeah, you don't have that in America.
No.
I've noticed that you guys tend to build each other up more.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe I'm just speaking from more of a British point of view here, but
that's interesting.
Yeah, oh, it's really bad. Yeah, if anyone's like, yeah, in their power, they're like, oh, he's arrogant or she's arrogant, or
yeah, you're conceited, or right.
Yeah, there's this like, no, we got to keep pulling people down. Yeah, it's like they don't like it, and actually our media is the same. When we have like a really good sports person or someone doing really good, that our media will tear them down and bring them down. And it's really weird. Maybe it is just a UK thing.
That's interesting. Yeah, that doesn't happen here. That I feel doesn't happen here. Like, we're pretty good about, putting each other up and stuff, and everyone's kind of, in their own in their own state of feeling good about themselves and all that. So that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I think, and I love what you said before too about, we do have to become stronger in the sense that, like, we can't let these elites, and I hate using that word for them because they're not elite, they're parasites, but we can't let these parasites bully us, because that's what it feels like. It feels like they bully us all the time. And they try to get at our trauma. Like, I've been, even with the whole abortion thing, it's like they really try to hit our trauma points. They know what they can hit. And they know that, like, if they can affect you there and they can, like, hit you in the place where it hurts the most, you're going to crumble.
Yeah.
Because you haven't done the inner work,
Yeah. And also what they've done is they've set up society to all your firefighters for your unhealed trauma. There's a solution to plaster those cracks. We have alcohol over here. We have drugs over here. We've got all this junk over here, porn over here. And so the problems exasperate because when you partake in those things, that's when they've really got you on an energetic level, because that's when, I mean, like we said off air, everyone has entity attachments, but this is when they can really come in and start running programs on people, because you're losing essentially not losing your soul, but you're becoming more disconnected from your spirit and your soul, and then that's when they're much more easily able to manipulate you and get you to do even more stupid things.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely, Tony. So it's such a good point. Yeah, with like the vices that we have and the distractions that they give us, alcohol being like one of the biggest, especially here in America. Oh my God. It's
UK's the same.
UK also, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, everywhere. It's like, oh yeah, let's just go grab a drink. Even with like social settings, like you go and you hang out with people and it's like, let's grab a drink. Yeah. I don't drink. I don't remember the last time I drank, to be quite honest. I can't with alcohol. I think my entire life I have probably drank like 5 times and I've never gotten drunk.
Wow, that's really good. I mean, in the UK, we have I grew up with it, a culture of drinking. It's
of course,
you finish work, you have a drink, you you get married, you get drunk. Someone dies,
Right.
you get drunk. You're not happy, so you drink. You meet your friends, you have a drink. Like everything evolves.
Everything's for a drink.
Alcohol. And I wish I mean, you don't know until you know, but I didn't really wake up until I was
Of course.
33 actually. And, I spent a lot of my 20s just living that life. And now I've got so much respect and love for my physical body that I almost feel sad for it, that I put it through that stuff, So yeah, I mean, in terms of alcohol, I mean, they call them spirits for a reason, right? And I mean, gin, you look at gin and tonic. Gin is the Arabic word for demon. These things open you up, and and that's why they've made it. They've given us alcohol to make it easy for them to infiltrate. But what's really interesting is how people defend drinking alcohol. You can see the entities come through. God. I went out one night, right? And I like my techno music, a bit of a techno. There's a place here, there's a rooftop place here, and I went with a friend, and we weren't drinking. I don't drink, and I got chatting to a few people, and one guy, right, this Mexican guy, he said, he wanted to buy me a tequila. It's like some, what they're like in Latin America.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't drink. And honestly, he would not drop it. He would, it was like the thing that was working through him was trying to get me to drink. But why don't you drink? Is there something wrong with you? And I'm like, I said to my mate, this dude won't leave me alone about not drinking. This is bizarre. And I know what it is because I'm experienced with it. I could see that the entity in him was trying to persuade me to buckle, right? And but it's funny how you're almost looked at as weird or
an outcast.
Yeah, an outcast, just because you don't want to bloody poison yourself, right?
Yes. It's so true. The amount of times I've gotten looks of oh, you think you're better than everyone because you don't drink. It's I just care about my body. I don't I want to age gracefully too. It's I want to look good when I'm older. I want to feel good when I'm older. It also doesn't for me, it was helpful because my dad, we weren't allowed to have alcohol in the house.
Yeah.
Obviously the Muslim religion,
we've spoken about your dad. He's a good man.
Yes. I love my dad. He's my best friend. I love him.
You did a good job.
Oh, thank you, Tony. So sweet. Yes, I'm so grateful. With both me and my brother, he did really good. And I'm really, really grateful for that. But he alcohol was not allowed in the house. And my brother was the rebellious one. He was the one that would just go out and have a good time. He had his phase for sure. But I never had that phase, but for me, it was always you're going to obey your dad. You're not going to go against his rules,
Yeah.
So alcohol was a big no, that was not allowed in the house. And the reason for that is because of the spirits, because they were dark entities. He would always explain to me, if you have alcohol in your household, you're going to attract darker entities and darker energy. But my dad always knew,
I've got a story on that actually. Before I knew what I know now, and this is a long time ago, I took some acid with a friend, right?
Right.
And I was living in Cambodia at the time, and we had the whole beach to ourselves. It was kind of a cool experience, I won't lie. But there was this bar area, and we went walking around, and I looked at there was a line of spirits, and I was looking at spirits. I could see the entities in the spirits. I was and I didn't know half of what I know about this.
Wow.
I was like, Craig, look at that face in that bottle of vodka. Look, and it was really weird. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because alcohol itself contains entities. There's a monkey in the tree opposite me right now. Yeah. Sorry. On another note.
Oh my God, this is why I gotta go to Mexico.
Yeah, I've got I'm moving because of all the building, but I overlook a jungle area, and there's a monkey in a tree down there.
That is so cute. That's so cute.
Entities they open you up, and there's entities within alcohol as well. So yeah, you might want to think twice before engaging in all of that. And this is another thing, you know, we have to start stepping away from the stuff that enslaves us. There's so many people that I have this, like, if I put a post about alcohol, like they'll try and excuse it. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, but I just have
It's
like
just
a
one
few
drink.
glasses of
Yeah.
wine," and it's like, well, hang on a minute. This is a poison. This is government poison. They've given this to us to use to make us dumb, and you know,
Yeah.
it leaches nutrients from your body. You know, ages us, like you say, and it
Yeah.
opens you up to how. So, at what point are we going to start walking away from this stuff that they've given us that enslaves us? You know, but people don't. They don't
Absolutely.
want to. They want to talk, but they don't want to do a lot of the time. Not everyone,
Right.
but
That's the biggest problem, is
yeah,
people that they're on board with it, with the idea of it, but then when it
yeah,
comes down to actually doing it, it's like, oh no, but it's just a couple of drinks. It's just
yeah,
one night. It's like, but it doesn't matter. You're still
yeah.
participating.
Yeah, it's like you know, how many people probably listen to podcasts about doing inner work and they take on all the information. They're like, yeah, yeah, and then you know they'll tune into the next video. It's like
Right.
it,
Exactly.
it's all about taking action. You know, we have to. This is no good just sort of like consuming information overload. And also, I would say, and I don't know whether we brought this up on the last one, but there's this whole idea that when you wake up, you've got to absorb all this different information, read all these books, and I would say that I would say that's wrong. I would say that it's more important to listen to the right information.
Right.
So you could spend 5 or 6 hours going through all the YouTubes and reading, but
Right.
if most of what you're reading and watching, and you look at all the new age books out there, a lot of people are reading that junk.
Mm-hmm.
You're all you're doing is taking in misinformation. So it's making sure that we're taking in the right information.
Absolutely.
And again, that comes with discernment. So
Right,
yeah,
right. Picking and choosing what information you're digesting. Absolutely. I will say, this is a shameless plug, but Tony's books are amazing. I have all your books, Tony.
well,
They're
actually,
so good.
the first ones now have probably changed some of my opinions on the first book I wrote. A lot of it's still valid, but I mean, I guess that comes with growth, right? If
Absolutely.
every
Absolutely.
but yeah, I should probably write some new ones,
New
but
one.
it
Yeah.
takes a lot of time and effort. So
Yeah,
I'll get around
definitely.
to it.
Absolutely. Yeah. But you're right. Like the discernment of information, we live in the age of information now. So it's everything is available to us. You know, we have Google, we have like the internet, and we have Instagram where there's thousands of perspectives, thousands of like different types of posts. And
Yeah,
it's overwhelming, you know, because you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do anymore. Because this person said
yeah,
that person said that. It's like, well, listen to yourself too, you know, tune into what your body is asking of you and what you
yeah.
need to do. And also discern the information that you're listening to and hearing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we really need to get back to that. That's probably one of the most important things that we need to do. We need to remember who we are and learn how to think, essentially.
Seriously, yeah, we need to like learn how to think, absolutely, and like not allow ourselves to get caught up with these like distractions and these vices that we have. And I wanted to touch on, you know, porn and sex because I know we kind of like talked about it before, but because
Yeah,
this has been like a topic like that's been on my mind lately, and I feel like it's been such a weapon because sex has been so manipulated in the way, because I know we've talked about this before, but this society is so overly sexualized. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
everything has to be like this big sexual show on social media, right? Like it's like
Oh, it's horrific. Like
it's a lot. It's a
there's
lot.
women. I watched a clip the other day of a woman selling her friends bought her in a cake because she'd hit 50 body count or something by the age of 22 or something like that. Yeah, I mean,
Whoa.
yeah, yeah, and they were like laughing about it, and like celebrating it. And I worry for my little niece. You know, TikTok is a very
Oh,
toxic place.
oh, Tony.
You have all these like, I don't know, all
14,
these,
15 year olds.
yeah, all these like
And
older
it's
women
weird, right?
taking to TikTok, like just it's like I don't know, it's just all weird, and then yeah, like the younger generation's been, overtly sexualized, and then you have the whole transgender thing, and like everything's gay pride, isn't it? And don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against people like that. It's just why
it's
does
the
it
agenda behind it
all the time? Like, you know, we don't need to be like, imagine, like, there's a big story in the UK right now that an athlete, Kelly Holmes, she won like a gold medal in the Olympics. And like the media won't stop talking about how she's come out as gay.
Right.
It's like,
how they push it.
Like if someone was to come out and say I'm straight, it's like who really cares? But they want to distort everything, and you know, they're trying to like turn men into women and women into men. I mean, feminism, my God, like you poor girls. I mean, if you didn't get into feminism, you swerved a big bullet there, because that is causing so much damage, and particularly to older women. You know, they've lived through the Sex in the City years. They were fed that program. Jesus, my ex back in the UK, she used to watch that. I wonder what she's doing now.
I never watched that show.
Yeah.
Now I see. Now I know why.
Yeah, but,
never called out to me.
Telling women that they can
do whatever
have it, or just party your way through your most fertile years. Like, it's just, and now like a lot of them are like they're not in a good place, and you know,
it's sad.
You don't need a man. There was a woman on my Facebook the other day saying that men need women more, and I think we need each other both, but we need to be both being now. Men need to be in their masculine, women need to be in their feminine. But I was like, hang on a minute, that apartment that you're
living in
the state, who built that? Men, okay. And the laptop, who designed and built that you're typing the state? Men, right? Okay. So when you say that men need women more, like, what do you actually mean?
Right. It's true. It's so sad.
But they've created this war. You know, the biggest divide right now. Like, there's always been divide, because that's how they control the population. You know, black versus white, straight versus gay, and now it's men versus women.
Right.
It's a big mess.
Which is a stab at the family unit. That's how you affect the family unit. That's how you stop population. You know, like all these things. Like, their plan is absolutely clever. So clever. Like, I see right through every little part. You know, and I'm like, oh my God, these parasites.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and the family unit's big, and the modern Western woman has been feminized to think that, well, you know, family's not everything. Like, a career is maybe more important, and I don't need a man. And actually, a lot of Western men have had enough of it. You know, there's a big movement, MGTOW. You've probably heard of. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I have. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot. I see a lot. In fact, I was speaking to a guy. He was from New York, on the beach here in Playa. And he's like, no, I'm not going with a Western woman. I'm here for a South American woman. They're more feminine. They've still got that family unit.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, the noise here is insane. Sorry.
I'm still not hearing it. All right. Which is good. Yes.
But I mean, of course, with the whole sex thing, low vibrational sex and porn opens portals. When you watch porn, it opens portals to demonic and negative entities. Again, it's another way that they can come in easily, and the whole distortion of sex.
That bothers me a lot. It's one of the biggest triggers for sure, because it's like, it's so, and it's weird when you tell people that you're not into that, like, you don't hook up, or you don't just have sex like on the first date and stuff like that. It's like, oh my God, that's weird, you know, like, why not? You know, again, you seem like an absolute alien, like an absolute outcast for saying that, you know. And it's like, oh no, it's just, it's strange to do that, you know, like, energetically, but also like, that makes no sense to me. You just like you hook up with someone, and then it's just weird. That is so awkward to me.
I know.
You know what I mean? There's no emotional connection whatsoever. It's so strange. It's so strange.
It's crazy. It's crazy what they've done with that. And it all ties into their agenda, and at a deeper level, these entities are feeding on all of that low vibrational energy. You know, they love all of that. So yeah, again, anything that's popular, we should be questioning it.
Yeah, and go the opposite direction. Exactly. And like you said before, I worry about my nieces too, because I have two little ones, and as they get older, my brother's like, thankfully, he's like, they have good female figures in their life. So that helps.
I saw another TikTok video of a woman on doing pole dancing, and her little girl was pole dancing as well. I remember I had a massive debate with a woman about this. No, it's not sexual. It's not sexualized. I'm not really. Right. Okay. Another half truther then. I've had people that think it's all right to hit their children. That's another.
Oh,
That really
yeah.
triggers me. I'm
That's a
like,
big one. Yeah.
they're awake, but they think hitting children's.
Yeah, it's discipline, or
Yeah.
that's not discipline whatsoever.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
trauma. Like, you're traumatizing your child.
That causes massive trauma. I mean,
Absolutely.
they call it smacking.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's another BS thing that's socially acceptable. And I'll get a lot of hate for just saying that,
Right.
I'll probably have people unsubscribe just for me saying that. And yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, exactly.
Make space for new subscribers.
Yeah, right. One in, one out.
Well, bye-bye. You know how I feel.
I don't know. It just seems like common sense to me. Like, hang on a minute, there's the most vulnerable little person in the world. I'm going to hit them, and then that's going to somehow make them into a better person and not cause any trauma.
Right. It builds. I've heard it builds character. It's like,
oh yeah,
no, it builds trauma.
Yeah. The problem today is that kids aren't disciplined enough. The amount of shit I've had to work through from smacking.
It's true though. It really makes an impact.
Betrayal wound, abandonment wounds, feelings of unworthiness.
Yeah, avoidant wounds too, detaching emotionally.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Huge. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, is you lose respect for your parents if they do that to a kid. It's like you're causing a rift between you and your child.
Yeah.
There's no trust. Like, your kids cannot come to you and feel like, I can trust you with something.
Yeah.
They're going to feel fear of, my parents are going to hit me,
Yeah, right.
That's so sad. That bugs me out too, because I obviously I love children, and I like am passionate about that because they're the next generation. So how are we going to really change the world if, like, this is something that's going on, that this is how parents act?
I think this is what we're saying. We have to look at everything that we've been doing and start again, really. And I speak about this a lot of what we call traditions, they're bullshit.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, we probably won't go into the chakras right now because it will just end up into a massive rabbit hole. But
the next time.
Yeah, but people go, yeah, but the chakras have been around. Buddhist monks used to balance their chakras. I'm like, okay, so where's that got us?
Exactly.
When I look around, we're pretty much like really badly enslaved. So how has the Buddhist monks using their chakras pushed humanity forward in any way whatsoever?
Exactly. It's an ancient teaching, it's like, I don't care if it's an ancient teaching. We've been enslaved for centuries. So there's that.
And actually, like, sitting on a mountain meditating, to me, that's like bypassing.
That is bypassing. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm all for like peaceful mind and quiet mind.
Right.
But, really? What's that actually really doing in terms of pushing the needle forward?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Completely agreed. Yeah. Traditions is a big one. We need to touch on that for sure, because I feel like there's so many, and like holidays and all that stuff, like that stuff is like,
holidays.
Marriage. Oh, I'm going to trigger people with this one. Marriage is another one. Marriage.
Yeah.
That's another tradition that feels like a satanic ritual to me. It just feels
the rings. The ring is the Saturn ring, right?
Yeah,
and the hats. The
rings of Saturn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, massive ritual. That's
and also like the getting down on one knee. That's that's satanic. Yeah. That's symbolism of the man getting down.
Yeah, I never thought about that one.
Yeah,
that's like weak ass, isn't it, really?
That's also weird, because it's like there's no, like, I don't know, I just feel like that's weird when the guy gets down like that. I don't know. There's no respect. I don't know.
Have you seen, oh my God.
I have so much to say about it. Like,
there's been a couple of videos where I don't know if they're recent. They were in America where a couple of dudes proposed to their partners at like a basketball game or a baseball game, and
Uh-huh.
the dude gets down in one knee in front of like thousands of people in the stadium, and like the woman runs out and the stadium, or yeah,
That's terrible.
oh my god,
Oh, that
it's
is so bad.
yeah, yeah.
No way. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. Like there's
You
a
know
lot
what?
there.
Just on another point, a lot of people, and I hate to say it, but women especially get married for the wedding rather than the marriage. I've got people I know that did that, and it's all about the Disney special day, and two
You
years,
you
3 years
you
down the
hit
line, they're divorced.
you
And,
activated my
and,
rant mode button.
and like 6 months to a year, they're saying, "Oh,
Yes.
I'm really not getting on well with him," and then they're getting married, and you're like, "Hang on a minute, you just said," and now you're spending 20,000 to get married,
Crazy.
and then
It's crazy.
there's the divorce, which you could see was clearly going to happen, but they had their special day, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they had the day they dreamed of with the dress and everything. I'm like, oh my God, really? Like you could be spending like 50K on traveling the world with your partner
Oh,
and getting married. Like to me, marriage is living with someone. That's
yeah,
marriage to me. Like when you commit to like living with someone and being with someone long term, you're basically married.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
need a paper. You don't need the government to tell you. Like you really don't.
it's
You really
creepy. Like, why do
it's
you want your
weird.
government? Why do you want the government involved in love? I mean,
I've
that's
always
creepy.
thought that. I've always like even like growing up, I was like, why is that like why does this thing? Like, am I a weirdo for not being like every other girl, like, having that, oh, I just want the wedding dress. It's like, I don't care. It's
Yeah.
not about that. It's about the commitment to your partner and the loyalty that you share,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
Yeah,
building with them. It's like, will you marry me? What about will you build with me? You know what I
yeah.
mean? Will you create a life with me? Will you have an adventure with me? Will you have fun with me? Like there's just so many ways. I think marriage is so outdated. There's so much there that needs
Oh
to
my God,
change.
yeah. It's triggering. I find them very narcissistic
Yeah.
weddings. I'm there and the bride's all like, look at me, look at me. And I'm like, I hate getting invited to weddings. I can't remember the last time I even went to one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just,
If
it's
I
like,
have to go, it's like, oh, really? Like everyone's drunk. Like, oh God.
yes.
Like,
Oh my God. Yes. You're the only one there. You're like, wow, you're like seeing through everything.
and then there's always some kind of drama, isn't there? Someone gets too drunk, says something to the uncle, and then there's a big argument, and then like
Always, always. This always
yeah,
happens.
yeah, and you're just sitting there like in the background with your glass of orange juice, watching everyone like make a fool out of themselves, and they're horrible. They're horrible, and of course it's all a ritual, and you're like,
Yes.
why am I here?
Yeah, no, it's true. It is. It's like the whole groomsmen, the bridesmaids. Like, I always wonder, what does that mean? I don't think we question, like, what does that really mean? What does that whole like
Yeah.
setup actually mean on a deeper level?
Oh, I'm sure there's meaning in all of it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to dive down that rabbit hole. I need to find answers.
Yeah. I didn't realize that's quite a big trigger point for me, really.
It is,
Actually,
yeah.
now I'm speaking about it, I feel like I've got a lot to get off my chest.
I'm so glad you literally said that. I was like, oh my God, you activated rant mode. You pressed the right buttons, and I'm like,
But
yes.
I fell for that when I was. I mean, God, I don't even know that person. If I met myself like 10 years ago, I'd be like, who are you?
Right. Oh my God,
Um,
yeah.
but
Absolutely.
but but I when I was 30, I was like, oh my God, I need to get married, and I
Yeah, yeah.
I actually proposed to, not like on one knee, but as soon as I'd done it, I was like, that was a big mistake. You
Oh
don't want
my
to do that at all.
goodness.
Yeah, I had to call it off. A long story short, um, but yeah, I was like, I didn't go with what I felt, and I always felt that it was not right, even in those years. But yeah, at that point, when I look back, like, my God, I let social pressure get to me. I've
Yeah,
never let
it's
social
social
pressure
pressure.
get to me now. But a lot of my friends around the same age were getting married, and
Yeah.
now, like, I see a lot of them. They're divorced. They've been dragged through the court.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
They're they look really unhealthy. Like they've
Yeah.
aged like so many years. I'm not saying that women make men age at all, but
Some, some,
some do, yeah,
some
and
do.
probably vice versa as well.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, swerve the bullet there. So yes,
Wow,
these social
Tony.
constructs, we have to question all of them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And like do things differently. It's like it's time to do things differently and to stop like, just going with the flow of like what everyone else is doing, what everyone else thinks.
Everything we have every, even like when I look at just this apartment I'm in, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm in an apartment, I'm in next to lots of other apartments in a box, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to people. I'm not connecting to people like in person.
Right.
I'm out of like nature. Like, I just think how we live today is so far away from how we're designed to live. Um,
Absolutely.
and I know it's not possible for everyone to go off grid and all that stuff. But really, when you look at it, like even down to like buying food,
Right.
we all go to one place that is called a supermarket, and
Yeah.
all the food's like been packaged for us,
Right.
and even that's weird,
It is weird. Yeah.
when I went spearfishing here in Playa, and I went out and I literally caught my own fish, caught with a spear. I, I honestly, I felt like a fucking Viking. Like I'm
I
like,
love that.
I come back with these fish, and I felt like so like
I love
masculine. I was
that.
like, I was like, who could I? I just want to bring them back. We cooked them that afternoon, and we ate them. And I was like, that's how we should live. Like
Yeah.
that's where it's at, right?
Yes.
I'm not. I'm supposed to. That's what we're supposed to do. Something along those lines.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or, raising chickens
Oh
or
my God, yes.
that. So
Having land, you know what I mean? Like having that open, fresh air and
yeah,
being in
like away
nature.
from, like, I mean, we're using the internet for good use as well right now, but being around all this electromagnetic stuff, and it's also abnormal. Everything that we're doing is abnormal. So yeah, we have everything that we've done, even if it's quote unquote ancient or tradition. We got to put it all on the table and
For
have another
sure.
look at it and think, okay, where is this getting us? So I think that's the time that we're living in,
Right.
and yeah,
Absolutely, Tony. Yeah, and we can go on
yeah,
hours,
yeah.
hours about this, and we will. We will. I gotta like go into like the whole marriage thing.
Yeah.
That rabbit hole. We'll touch on that more next time. But for now, I know you got
There's
stuff.
you're like there's a documentary on YouTube called Golden Web.
Golden
Uh,
Web. Okay.
yeah, and it's really long. It's like 5 or 6 hours. There's two parts to it,
Oh,
but
okay.
it goes into all the meanings of birth, like what the birth canal means, and the terminology, the etymology of words. And they talk about the groom and all of what that means. I can't remember
Mm,
exactly what it means, but it goes into all the etymology of everything.
yes. Right up my alley. I'm gonna watch that. For
Yeah.
sure. That's exciting. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for coming on again and for always sharing your light and your wisdom. Where can people find you and connect with you?
Mainly on my YouTube channel, which is Tony Sayers, my name, and my website transcendingtimes.org. I've also got Telegram, which is growing, and BitChute and Odysee for if they take me down. So a lot of people are happy with what I'm talking about right now. So
I love it. All right. Perfect, Tony. Thank you so much. And I will have you on again really soon.
great. Thanks, Yasmin.
Bye.